Zach just said, you've had a really good couple of weeks. How have these last couple of weeks going for you?
Yeah, back to my old self. I feel great. Super comfortable back there. We're getting it rolling. Still got a ways to go before the first game. Still got to get better every day, but happy with where I'm at.
So the last time you were in here, I think you were going through some things the last time you were in here, and how would you describe the difference between, I guess I don't know what that was, whatever it was 10 days ago. How big's the difference than it was?
10 more practices. That's it. Just getting more reps. Like I said before, no one was panicked. I wasn't panicked. Just took more reps. Coming off a bad injury, haven't played for a while. Now we're back to normal. 10 practices later, so we're good to go.
How much did putting more bodies around you help you feel more comfortable?
Yeah, it was, after the one day where we started changing that and doing things differently, I felt back to normal very quickly. We went out there early one day. They started throwing bags at my legs. I'm sure everyone saw it, and it was back to normal after that.
How much did you want to play on Friday?
I always want to go out there and compete, but I don't get paid to make those decisions. That's ownership and Zach, and I trust those guys to make the right decisions for us and for our team, and we'll see about the next week.
You talk to quarterbacks across the league. Some teams play with quarterbacks, some teams don't. Just how do players and quarterbacks feel themselves about the concept of playing in preseason?
Nobody really wants to play in preseason until you get on the sideline and you see everyone else playing, and then you kind of want to go out there and compete. I think that's kind of the consensus among the league, and then, it is what it is.
How much do you think that can help you mentally playing preseason game before you get to week one? And if you can, how do you kind of adjust for that, getting what you need out of the preseason game?
I think it would help. However many plays I would get, I think it would help, but we had the same thing last year. We didn't have any preseason. We went out there and we didn't play great game one, but we went out and executed. So we have that experience, which I think will help me if I don't get out there.
Is it something you try to lobby for, potentially, with one preseason game left after Friday? Are you going to do that?
I've been lobbying.
Oh, good.
I've been lobbying.
How does Joe Burrow lobby to get into a preseason game?
Just saying what plays I might like against Miami. Third downs, first couple plays. I don't know. Just throw some plays out there, put it in their head.
Debo to Uzama?
Yeah, something like that.
How did that pass feel yesterday?
Felt good. He was wide open. It's just another play in practice.
Last week and then coming up Friday night, do you mentally play the game? Or are you thinking, hey, I would check into this here? Or are you trying to guess along with the play calls?
Yeah, I got the play calls in my ear, and I try to help those guys because, those guys want to go out there and execute and play really well. So, I think it's my job to tell them what I'm seeing, tell them how I think about plays, just give them anything that I would like from them if I was out there playing.
You've been through a lot the last 9 months. Is there anything about going back to Washington that hit you a little differently at all?
No, just another road trip.
Joe, what did you learn about yourself through the whole process of the rehab over the last couple of months? And is it anything that you think will help you maybe mentally moving forward?
I wouldn't say I learned a lot about myself. I would say I learned a lot about the support system I had around me. I have a lot of great people, and there's a lot of great people in this league that took a lot of time to help me get back to where I'm at now and where I'm going to be here in a couple of weeks. And that just made me very grateful and appreciative of those people.
You still in dark mode?
Yeah, this is the last day of camp. I'll probably get back on here later this week.
How much improvement have you seen from Jamal over the last week?
He's getting better every day. It's when you're practicing in the NFL for the first time, you have revelations every single practice, and he's had those, and he's getting better every single day. I'm excited about where he's at. He's going to make a lot of big plays for us. He's going to get him the ball in space, and he's going to score a lot of touchdowns.
It looks like y'all are having a chat, I think, behind one of the drills, you all two, behind the rest of the team. What are those conversations like, and are you all talking about kind of how plays work or just general stuff?
We have a lot of those conversations that are sometimes about plays and routes and technique, and sometimes about mindset and how practice is going. And I think those conversations are critical when you have a young guy, 2 young guys. You know, I've only played 10 games too, and we're trying to figure this thing out together. And so we're going to continue to have a lot of those conversations. I think it's going to be really beneficial for us.
Do you find yourself kind of giving Jamar more opportunities in practice just to try to get that going with him? Because, you know, T and Tyler, you kind of got that a little bit just to kind of work on that connection during practice?
You know, not just Jamar. I think, you know, depending on the kind of day somebody is having, I may, you know, feed them a little more if they're having a bad day. Try to get them out of their groove or out of their slump and get them back in their groove. You know, that's not just unique to Jamar. That's every single guy on the receiving corps. If they're having a bad day, I might, you know, feed them a little more than usual.
I did enjoy the pinky celebration. Is that something that you and Jamar do?
Yeah, we've been doing that. We've been doing that since LSU days. That's our thing.
Okay, so that's not going away.
No.
Feeding guys, have been doing that since college, since high school? How long have you doing that?
Probably consciously just the last 2 years. I might have done it subconsciously before that.
Is there anything that made you feel, did you talk to somebody about kind of doing that, or you know, walking through that in practices?
As far as just getting comfortable in the pocket?
No, just feeding guys.
Oh, no, that's just something that I've noticed. You know, guys, they get a couple catches and now they're feeling great about themselves and they're you know, back in the groove and playing fast and ready to go. So you just want to keep everyone's confidence up as much as you can.
With that in mind, when Jamar has a drop or two, do you say anything to him? Has that been a thing? You've played with him longer than anybody else here.
No, whenever a receiver drops the ball, I never say anything. They know they dropped it. You don't have to remind them. You just let them know you're going to come right back to them. You know, it's the way this works.
Does he let you know when he's open and you don't throw it to him?
Yeah, of course he does. You know, that's a good thing. You know, you want to come off the sideline in a game and, you know, hear that, hey, this corner was inside leverage, I beat him over the top. You know, we can come back to that, something like that. That dialogue is great and critical.
He feels like he should have gotten all the way down to the 2 in the game with Tampa. Would you agree with that assessment?
No. I mean, there wasn't a lot of room for him to go, but you know, he's a perfectionist. He's gonna want to score every single time he touches the ball.
What was your sense of the overall of the team? You know, for New Year, out of the gate, what was your sense how the young guys
after the preseason game?
Yeah.
You know, everyone competed. Obviously, it wasn't perfect. We had a lot of turnovers, 4 or 5, something like that. You know, that can't happen. Defense created a couple. That was exciting to see. But not near to where we need to be going into week 1. But it didn't have to be. It's preseason. That's why you play these games.
We had a little conversation with the offense. You and Mixon had a little conversation with the offense after practice. Is that just kind of another evolution in your, you know, I mean, it's the leader of this thing?
Yeah, you know, you always have to have some talks like that. You know, it's camp. Everyone can come out sometimes and you're a little sluggish and, you know, just talk to them about how, you know, you got to come out locked in every day. You know, you want to make the most of all the practices you have. You know, you have, I don't know how many practices you have every year, 50, 60. You just got to make the most of them.
Is that something you think maybe, you know, like in the middle of this practice, saying, hey, I got to talk to these guys right now, you know, right away? Or is that something you file back in your mind during practice?
Yeah, for sure.
On Mixon, I saw a couple of times today you pick up as a receiver. How have you seen him evolve in his role as a pass catcher, knowing that that's going to be increased for him?
Yeah, you know, that's really exciting to see from him. And he's taking that really seriously and understands that could be a big part of his game. He's going to get the ball in space with one-on-one with the defender, and that's what you ask in the run game. You can just do it in the pass game too. And he ran a really good route today that, you know, I was really excited about. So he's going to be a big part of it.
I think you said the last thing that you wanted to, I guess the final level for you to come forward back was to be comfortable in the pocket. I mean, do you feel like now that's not a question at all, and I guess is that the last thing you needed to see?
Yeah, we're good to go now. You know, after the last, I don't know, it's camp. All the days run together, but the last, 6 to 10 practices have felt really good.
How intimidating are Brian and Pitch as pass rushers against you?
I think I've played against bigger, stronger, more intimidating guys than that.
So they didn't make you nervous when they were coming at you?
No, I don't think so.
No.